All right, we are live with the Combatcast. Be a little condensed version this week, but hey, before we get started on anything, let's talk about Game Up.
So I would like to thank our sponsor for the podcast, Game Up. They make a thirst-quenching adult beverage with a special blend of electrolytes to help keep you hydrated. Comes in 4 great flavors: fruit punch, orange, lemon, lime, and grape.
That's right. Only 110 calories, low carb. So get yourself some Game Up and enjoy the Working Fans Combatcast.
Yeah. And with that being said, future shows coming up for you. September 7th, UFC Fight Night. Burns versus Brady, very interesting grappling matchup, which means we'll probably get a striking match. Both guys are pretty proficient on the feet as well, though, so I'm not mad about it. And then the big card, September 14th, the Riyadh season Noche UFC from the Sphere in Las Vegas. I recently saw there was still like 3,000 seats left or something like that, which is not good and probably not an accurate number because it was a tweet. But looking forward to that. If not for the fights necessarily, maybe just the production could be interesting. And then
fights on that too. But yeah, I mean, the big story I think is going to be the look of this arena.
Yeah, I did see Sean O'Malley. We'll talk about it, but he's a little bit upset that it's being called Noche UFC, and it says nothing about, O'Malley versus Dvalishvili or anything like that, which I totally understand. But moving on, September 21st, no UFC. Take a little break after this giant production, so we will be reviewing the card for Riyadh season Noche UFC. So. Yeah. All right. Before we get into the fights of last week, just want to shout out no fights this weekend, but tonight, if you're watching this live, this is Tuesday. Dana White Contender Series is on. We haven't talked about the last couple weeks, but this is week 3. If you're looking forward to scratching the itch of no fights and you want to see some up-and-comers, Dana White Contender Series where it's at, much better than The Ultimate Fighter, if you ask me. So check that out. But let's get into last week's card on the undercard. So starting the card off, Edmen Shabazyan versus Gerald Meerschaert. We're both big fans of Edmen. I mean, I like Gerald as well. He's a vet, but Edmen wanted to see him get back in the win column, and he looked phenomenal. Landed a great body shot on Meerschaert after beating him up for a while, but when Meerschaert goes down from the body shot, Edmen falls him down and ends up getting wrapped up in an arm triangle, I believe. So unfortunate for him. Meerschaert moves on. Edmen just can't get over the hump, so I feel bad for him. But still young, like I said. I think he's 26 or something like that. So
yeah, I'm just looking now. So so he was coming off a win before that. So I'm sure.
Yeah, he's up and down.
Yeah, don't give him a chance. Still, he's not going to be.
Another fight on the undercard that we were looking forward to highlight: Neil Magny versus Michael Morales. Michael Morales is undefeated, 16-0, had 11 KOs coming in. I think you had picked Magny due to his being a savvy vet and getting these wins in these situations. But I picked Morales because he is a KO monster, and he KO'd Neil Magny at the end of the first round. It was, he is a problem for the division for sure. Yeah. Looking forward to his next fight.
No. Hey, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Neil Magny's been kind of that ultimate gatekeeper for a while, and unfortunately it looks like, he might be even winding down, dare I say.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, co-main event. We're talking about Angela Hill and Tabatha Ricci. So this fight, not super great on what's going on there, Dave?
Right, technical problem. That's why I really wanted to give a big introduction to Tabatha Ricci.
Not a giant fight on paper, but the fight actually was tremendous. It was a real war. They set an unbelievable pace from the minute the bell went off to the end of the fight. It was great. Ricci ends up winning a close decision. She showed improved boxing. Angela Hill showed great takedown defense, but Ricci was able to squeak out, I think it was a split decision.
So Ricci is now 11-2. She's got 1 KO, 3 subs, 7 decisions. She's 6-2 in the UFC now, and she's beaten top 10 opponents. So I would say I'd like to see another fight. Obviously moving up in that division a little bit. I like Mackenzie Dern.
Oh yeah, that's a tough matchup for her. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, both girls probably pretty close on the feet, although Ricci looked much improved. Her boyfriend is that boxer Callum Walsh, I think his name is.
Oh yeah.
So obviously helping her improve. If she had some more power, she would have put Angela out, I think. But on the feet, pretty even. On the ground, I know she fancies herself a wrestler, but I don't think anyone in the division wants to go to the ground with Mackenzie Dern.
No, probably not. But I think it'd be a fun fight just to kind of put those two together.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on. Main event. Jarod Cannonier versus Caio Borralho.
Mm-hmm.
So Jared's 40 years old, but he still looks great. Like he belongs at the top of the division. And Borralho, it was a big ask, a big move up, step in competition, but he looked great. And this fight was also very good. I think the momentum swung back and forth multiple times in every single round. It could not tell who was going to win this fight. It was very, very good fight.
Fight of the night too, by the way.
Yeah, deserving for sure. So Caio gets the decision, shows he deserves to be in the top of the division. It's going to be a big fight for him next, I think, and showed that the Fighting Nerds fight camp is an emerging camp to keep an eye on.
You called that. You did call that. I was thinking too that this would be a tough fight for Cannonier, but you're a big proponent of the Fighting Nerds camp, and it does seem like they are winning at every turn lately. So, but just some quick stats and the potential opponent. Caio is now 17-1-1, 5 KOs, 4 subs, 8 decision wins. He's had performance of the night. That was obviously a fight of the night, and 7-0 now in the UFC. 16-fight win streak overall. His only loss was his second career fight by decision. So this guy's good. He's going to be a problem. I say put him up there with another top guy, Marvin Vettori. I think, let's go that direction, and then let's see what else opens up here.
I think Marvin and Brendan Allen are scheduled to fight soon, right? So maybe he fights whoever loses that one, because the winner needs to be going on to like one more win in a title shot probably. So especially if Allen wins. But I think he should fight the loser there to get in that top 5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it was tough to just seeing some of the guys that are booked. There's a lot of fights I think booked right now. Like Chris Curtis is a guy.
He's hurt, but yeah.
I think I would say he's hurt, so I was just looking at different fights for him potentially. But
there's a very big bottleneck in that division at the top, and it's very jammed up. So a lot of changing of the guard. Some of the older guys are getting phased out and things. So it's an interesting division, but very top heavy at this point. And then they're all going to lose to Bo Nickel when he finally gets a fight up there.
Yeah. Let me ask you this before we get out of here too, just because it's been a short show today. Obviously, there's been problems with Khamzat Chimaev. We talked about this before with him fighting and everything. Do you think we'll get that Khamzat Chimaev Bo Nickel fight ever?
I don't even know if we'll get the Whitaker Khamzat at this point. I don't trust him to make it to the octagon. I know that. So his issues really started with that 8-pound miss. Yeah. Where he's supposed to fight Nate Diaz, right? At welter. Yes, that was at welterweight. And I think the commission I heard was involved with stopping that. I think Rogan has talked about that. So maybe that's why he missed by so much. But the weight misses, the super issues he had with COVID, and he was going to retire, and other weight issues, and then illnesses continuing, and then now he can only fight in certain areas of the world. Right. Injuries. So I'm not sure. He's an exciting fighter.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of him.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of him too. I was really on the hype train when he first came in, but now it doesn't seem like he can make it into a fight. And then I think, a lot of his hype with me stopped with that Usman fight. I know it was like short notice, but Usman, if that fight was longer than 3 rounds, I think he would have finished him. So we'll see. I haven't seen him in a fight that's longer than 3 rounds either. So if he can make it into a 4th and a 5th versus Whitaker, that'll be very telling. We're going to know where he's at for sure. I don't know if he makes it to the fight, but I think Whitaker's a big ask. But he is a very fun matchup against a lot of guys in that division. So I do hope, as a fan of great fights, that he gets it together and can make it through.
Me as well. There's a lot of those what-ifs out there right now. But hopefully we'll see them. But all right, why don't we tell people what we got coming up one more time?
All right, September 7th, UFC Fight Night. Brady versus Burns, a little appetizer before we move into the big fight card. September 14th, UFC Noche, Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. We got you, Sean O'Malley. Don't worry, we'll do the promotion for you. And then September 21st, we'll be reviewing that card.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the fights. Maybe enjoy a Contender Series tonight. But also, before we get out of here, enjoy some Game Up.
If you haven't tried Game Up, then you are missing out. Imagine your favorite seltzer and your favorite sports drink had a baby, but it's way better than that. Each can is 110 calories, low carb, 4.9 ABV. It's a nice light drink that is not light on flavor. Game Up comes in fruit punch, orange, lemon, lime, and grape. Pick it up at drinkgameup.com or at your nearest liquor store.